What's up, Virgo? Welcome to your December 2018 reading. This is going to be perfect for you if you're a Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If this doesn't resonate with you, then please go check out your Moon, your Rising, and your Venus, because it's not going to resonate with everybody, unfortunately. But I do pray that all of you guys find some advice, a gem, something, in order to help you move forward or just whatever with your day. Virgo. Now, it's very interesting. This month for you guys, it feels like a month of, you guys have like laid an egg and are just sitting there like waiting to make a decision. I just feel like there's something that you've been taking forever to make a decision about. And it feels like what it is, what it has to do with is you trying to avoid some type of a chaotic situation or avoid arguments and avoid fighting, that type of a thing. But the thing is with it, I can see clearly is by you holding off and avoiding all this stuff, or in an effort to avoid, what you're doing, it feels like is you are blocking potential blessings and new beginnings from coming, okay? So this is going to be a month of really getting clear on the things that have been on your mind, whether they be relationship, work, your friendships, your relationships with people in your family. There's something that you guys need to move and decide on. Some of you guys might actually be deciding if you want to move for something, which could be like for a job or whatever, but there's something that it feels like there's taking a long time for you guys to come to terms with or like come to a decision on. And again, my fear in all of that is that you're actually blocking yourself from things moving forward and opportunities coming and moving forward, okay? Now, you guys start off with the Scorpion card, okay? This is fire energy. I feel like everybody's pulled a fire card this month, which is really cool, though, actually, if you think about it, because we are in a fire energy. We're in Sagittarius energy right now. But the Scorpion is a very passionate, passionate animal. They generally go into isolation a lot, though, much like the Hermit, just like and much like Virgos. You guys have the tendency, especially if you've been hurt or burned, which is a big thing with the Scorpion. If you've been burned, you have the tendency to go into isolation. And with the isolation, I feel like there are problems in terms of you may be blocking off, your heart, not opening up, or like blocking off your vision in the way that you see things, not having enough perspective and being fair in that, something with that. So it's very important that you guys are mindful of that and mindful that you are not continuing to, it's time to save yourself from the poison, right? It's time to get rid of that. So this seems like almost like this month, you guys might be going into hiding a little bit just to avoid people and avoid conflict and all that. Because a lot of you do feel like you're backed into a corner right now, especially if there's people on you or people around you that are waiting for you to decide something that has to do with them as well, right? So, really rid yourself of the poison. If there's any guilt or anything that you're holding on to, any anger that you're holding on to, it's time to really get clear and come to terms and be okay with things, so that you're able to move forward, okay? Because again, what you don't want, and my fear for you, is that you would be blocking amazing opportunities to come. And I mean, who wants to do that? You guys are great people. You deserve everything positive coming to you, okay? So the unseen energy is Five of Swords. Going back to the, I don't want to deal with it. I'm not talking to her. I'm not dealing with this. I'm done. This is someone who's, it's like, you guys are deciding or trying to stay away from petty arguments right now. Trying to just really not let drama penetrate you right now. Because I do feel like a lot of you feel like you're in a place like if she says one more thing, I'm going to fucking snap. That type of energy. So I do see why there's resistance on making moves and making decisions. Because I just feel like at the end of the day, Virgo, you just kind of want peace. But at the same time, not making a decision is making a decision. And so it might be helpful for you to change your perspective in that so that you're able to move forward, okay? Now, Mercury is in retrograde. It goes direct, actually, I think tomorrow. But basically, I think that has you a little bit fried in terms of your communication. And I think it, you guys are ruled by Mercury. So I always feel bad for you guys because every 3 months, I feel like you guys feel this a little bit heavier than most of us, you and Gemini, right? Because Mercury's a ruler. And it might have left you feeling a little bit cloudy. See how there's all these clouds, a little bit foggy in the brain. But, right underneath that is this Fool card, which is about moving on and taking risks and going forward. So if your concern is like you're so worried about being right that you're not moving on something, you got to let that go. I do feel like, again, there are things that want to come your way, but you're not letting them in because you're not moving on anything. Now, starting out, you got the Two of Swords with the Five of Wands. Really going back to sitting and waiting and thinking and all this stuff. But the thing with the Two of Swords is she's blocked off. Like her heart is like she's got her arms crossed over her heart. She's got blinders on, right? So it's like, and there's this big body of water behind her. So while I feel like you guys are trying to go at this situation from a logical sense, and while I feel like from a logical sense you think it makes sense to hold off and wait, you're blocking, right? You're blocking things coming in. You're blocking your heart. You're making it so you're not seeing the bigger picture. There's a huge body of water behind her. That's emotion. Water is all about emotion, feelings, all this stuff. And it feels like you're solely leaning on your resources of your intellect, which you guys are very smart. You guys are, Gemini, and you guys I feel like are like the most intellectual of all the signs, really. But whatever this thing is that you are needing to decide on, I think what's going to be important is that you kind of uncross your arms, turn around, look at the water behind you. You're going to have to get into your heart a little bit, okay? A little uncomfortable, I know, but you need to. Now, again, I feel like you're doing this and avoiding this decision and avoiding this because I feel like you are trying to avoid conflict. I feel like you're trying to avoid fights. I think you're trying to avoid you feeling like you have to pull that fucking stinger out on somebody, right? But the thing is, we can't control how other people take whatever we tell them. You know what I mean? And it's not even our job to. Like, if people have a problem with your truth and you're this, then, I mean, really, that's their fucking problem, right? It's your problem. What are you going to do? You can't live your whole life for other people, right? So it's admirable that you are trying to almost go about things like a Libra, it feels like, and be fair. I feel like this is about you trying to be fair, but also trying to save yourself from popping off. But the thing is, not making a decision and holding off on these things, that's where we create more chaos for ourselves. Yeah. And then I want to clarify the Two of Swords, and you got King of Wands. So King of Wands is all about that action. Wands is very much it's action too. It's all about action. It's all about taking on things and taking control. This might have something to do with people, like in terms of love, right? Relationships. Because you do have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck right now. But it's going to be important that you are actually taking control of your life, taking action, and really going for what you want and what you feel most passionate about, I think is what this is telling us, right? Because wands also do talk about passion. And I feel like that is how you will essentially win, right? Because the thing is, the longer you hold off, you are going to cause problems. You are going to cause, things going on. And there may be a lot of competition. There may be something, there's something that's holding you back that you're trying to avoid a ruckus, right? But the thing is, we kind of cause that when we are just standing back and letting things happen rather than being the creator of our own universe and making the things happen for us, okay, that we want. Now, fast communication is going to be coming in. Don't be surprised, okay? Especially when Mercury goes direct and things kind of go back into their normal way. I feel like we'll be getting a lot of messages, a lot of fast communication, especially via like maybe your social media. Some of you guys may be doing some traveling. I feel like some of you guys may be doing some traveling to get away from the mess, right? You might be taking a quick little weekend trip, a little staycation even, where you're just at home and people think you're out doing stuff, but you're just like, nah, I'm just actually here chilling, right? So that is something that could be coming up for a lot of you Virgos the month of December. Four of Cups. Yeah, I just feel like whatever's being offered to you, whether this is relationship or work situation, whatever it is, I feel like you just don't know what to do. There's such an emphasis on you guys don't want to make the wrong decision, so you're choosing not to make any. Because look at this, Four of Wands at the bottom. So it's like you can either go to this Four of Cups energy where you're just feeling like no and nothing's good enough and not really trying to give things an honest chance because you're afraid of the bad that could come from it. Or you can go for it with the mindset of like the Four of Wands and like, you know what, no, I'm setting my foundations. I'm doing what I love. I'm finding passion here. I'm that sort of thing. It's really up to you which way you want to go with this. But I feel like you're going to have people coming at you like, what's up? Looking for an answer on this thing, whatever this thing is, because it's general, right? And the more you hold off on it, the more you're going to be feeling bad about it and confused about it. And like you don't want to deal with it. So it's almost better to just kind of go for it. You do have that King of Wands energy that's kind of supporting you to move forward. You do have that Eight of Wands energy. But it's gonna take you really, both of those together, it's like it's gonna take action. Because the thing is, if you don't, you're gonna get burnt out. You're gonna get burnt out, things are gonna start to feel too heavy. You're gonna feel like you've got too much going on, too many people in your space, too much energy impacting you, too much all around, right? It's time to drop some of these wands so that you can breathe a little bit. It's time to drop them so your back don't hurt, right? It's time to let go of things. And even if this is like, this doesn't have to be actual things or actual people. This can be like behaviors. If you have a mindset where you're always kind of talking bad about yourself or you have feelings of guilt from things that have happened in the past, it's time to let everything go. Everything that's not serving you, everything that feels too heavy, everything that's like just too much. It's too expensive for you right now, right? And I feel like this has been a long time coming because look at it. In the past, you've got the Two of Pentacles. So you've been juggling, weighing these things out for a while now. Some of you guys, this has to do with work and I think some of you guys may have gotten an opportunity like to elevate in your job, like to move up in the ladder or even to change your career or change your job that would require a move. And I think that might be for some of you what's going on too. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you guys the thing is, you guys are trying to figure, like, you guys are sitting there trying to calculate and do the math of what's going to get you to your Ten of Pentacles. What's going to get you your ultimate abundance, right? Virgos, you guys are very much about that coin, very much about your work. You guys take pride in your work. You guys take pride in your career. A lot of you guys, you take pride in that, right? Your earth sign, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel stable. It makes you feel like a reliable person. And right now it feels like things are a little shaky because a lot of you guys, especially in terms of work, you don't know what to do to go forward. But like I said, instead of trying to think about everything from a logical standpoint, you're going to have to get into your heart a little bit. Girl, you're going to have to put down these swords, take out that blindfold, uncross your arms, turn around and look at the ocean to get some answers. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I do feel like there's information that you guys are still waiting for. And this could even be as far as like, let's say you're looking for a new job opportunity and you come back to them, you're like, absolutely, I would take this job, but I'm going to need you to offer me like 8,000 more or something a year, something like that. Like and so some of you guys might be waiting for these people to get back to you type of thing. It feels like that. Now, near future, we've got that Hangman energy. It's an energy of surrendering. It's an energy of, I think it will be good for you guys if you're feeling stuck, again, to get into that heart space and your emotions, right? But also to really start praying, get into a higher power, like getting connected with your higher power. Because we've got all that purple, which is indicating the crown chakra. And that's all about connection to God, connection to source. So I think that might be helpful in terms of you knowing what to do, right? Gaining some clarity so that you know what to do. But this is a time of surrender. And it may be a time that you're waiting for something else to come up, like you're waiting for some other type of detail in order for you to make this decision. But I think that it's really important for you guys to look at this situation from all different perspectives, and not just from a mental space, but from a emotional space. Because if you don't, what's happening is it's just causing too much. Like some of you guys are going to drive yourself crazy with this, right? And some of you guys may be so slow to move on this too, because maybe you've been in a similar situation in the past, whether it was work, whether it was relationship, whatever, and it left you feeling this Ten of Swords energy, like you were just stabbed in the back or betrayed or just worn out. And so it's like you guys are a little slow to move, right? With that Knight of Pentacles, that's the slowest knight in the deck, and that's your energy. It's Pentacle, it's Earth. But yeah, I feel like really this time of meditating and going deep within to find answers is going to be very beneficial for you, so that you can really take on that King of Wands energy and move forward in the ways that you want to. Now, Strength card. This can be a Leo person, but this can also be, you know, it's the energy of, it's the energy of that balance between masculine and feminine energies, right? It's about taming the beast within us. Again, going back to the Scorpion, some of you guys may be feeling like you're pushed up against a wall a little bit and like just ready to snap, ready to bring out that stinger. But it's going to be important that you guys are really tempering your attitude this month, right? You get more bees with sugar or honey. You know what I'm saying. Get more honey, it has to be. Get more, whatever, you guys know what I'm saying. Likeable people get more, right? Likeable people, I was just telling, I think Leo in their video, what's more important than a lot of times like your resume and like the things that you've done in the past and your experience, what's more important a lot of times when we're building relationships with people, especially in terms of work, is our relationships with them. Like, is literally the relationships with them. That's what's most important. When you're likable, when you're reliable, when you're impeccable with your word, people trust you and want to work with you more. And sometimes that will trump someone who has all the experience in the world, okay? Relationships are very much key in this. So it's going to be very important that even in times of frustration, you guys aren't pouncing on anybody, okay? Now, in your environment, y'all know I don't read reversals at all, but this literally flipped out like a reversal, so I'm going to respect it, okay? Now, the Ace of Wands, aces are all about new beginnings, all about new opportunity coming in, something that makes you feel inspired, something that, you know, it just is really exciting, something that you can be passionate about. But again, you holding off, I feel like there's a sense that you're blocking these things that Source is trying to give you, that Source is trying to show you. It's funny that it's sitting right next to this Hangman card, which Hangman also indicates that you need to look at things from a different perspective. See how he's hanging upside down? Well, your Ace of Wands is upside down, right? Instead of looking at things, I think it's really important to find the silver lining in things. I think it's going to be really important to get clear, of course, but it's also really important that you aren't holding yourself back, okay? I'm really afraid that you guys might be holding yourself back from great opportunities trying to come knocking at your door, but you don't even hear it, right? You're so stuck in your head. Now, there may be someone spying on you with this Page of Swords card. There may be an air sign person in your life, right? But really what I feel like with this and the Ace of Swords reversed and actually this Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck right now, I feel like people want to give you opportunities and give you things and you know, come to you and have this communication of new starts, but they see you as someone who's just so like timid right now, right? And that doesn't attract good working relationships or emotional relationships. It doesn't attract that necessarily. So be mindful of that, okay? Now in your headspace, you guys are you right now, Hermit, trying to find answers, trying to find what works for you, trying to find, you know, what is your truth? Where do you see yourself being? What is your normal? What is your fantasy of success? What is your, you know, trying to find your truth. Definitely trying to find your truth. Again, I do feel like there's this this element of you guys really isolating yourselves lately. Okay? Really isolating yourself, and people may see you as being a little standoffish with this Four of Pentacles. A lot of you guys are really trying to save money right now. Really trying to save money. But a lot of you guys, again, in this isolation to find truth and answers and clarity, make sure that you're not coming off as that when you're dealing with other people, especially in work situations, because remember, that doesn't welcome more opportunity for you. And then here you have this Ace of Wands upside down, right? It's like they're delayed with that energy. So, last card, Page of Swords. So it's interesting. So you got 2 Page of Swords this month. Double message. New communication is trying to come in. But I feel like you guys just need to watch your energy for it. Again, someone else might be spying on you too. So like, let's say you applied for a job and then you, like, someone went to your Facebook account to see if you're crazy on the side or something like that. You know what I mean? Feels like something like that type of energy. If it's not that specifically. Page of Swords. The World. Don't block off your blessings. You guys have some great things coming into you, or coming to you. But it's going to require communication, and it's going to require for you guys to be decisive. This King of Swords person is very decisive. Unlike this Two of Swords where they're trying to still vacillate and figure out what they want to do, King of Swords knows what's up. So I think it's going to be really important that this month you guys are getting very clear on what it is that you want going forward so that you can get all these things. Because if not, then you're just going to keep blocking for yourself, okay? Now, pull a card, let go of guilt, okay? And it says, when you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. Let go. Let go of what's holding you back. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the bad memories. Let go of the past. Let go of the hurt. Let go of the fear. Okay, Virgo? I love you guys a lot. I'm going to do your love reading now, and I'll see you later.